Hello everyone, welcome to Skillotsav. I am Siddharth Keshan and I will be the speaker for today. I'll be talking to you about languages, why it is important to learn languages, and what languages you can possibly consider learning. So let me start by telling you how I discovered my passion for languages. I used to take a great deal of interest in Hindi and English literature when I was in school. And when I started learning German, when I came to the junior college, I realized that okay, this is something that I'm really passionate about, and so something that I'm really good at. And that's how I started pursuing other languages as well. I started learning Spanish simultaneously. I learned French for a year when I was in FY, and then I recently finished my first level in Mandarin Chinese. Although I think that might not be the most lucrative option for me right now, considering what's happening in the global political front. But anyway, now I want to master these languages that I already know and study literature and linguistics further and probably indulge in some comparative research of sorts. Now let's talk about why it is important to learn a foreign language. First and foremost, it helps you boost your resume. A lot of companies these days, they ask you to learn a foreign language, and if you probably don't already know it, they would hire language trainers, which also can be a great employment opportunity for you. But better start early, right? If you are someone who knows multiple languages, you're perceived as someone who's very culturally amicable, because languages really help bring down those cultural linguistic barriers. It shows that you've really taken that effort to become a global citizen, which we all know is really necessary. Which brings me to my next point, that if you learn a new language, it introduces you to a whole another world. It introduces you to a new set of people, to a new set of cultures. And you might know these cultures from the outside, but once you learn the language, you realize how nuanced they are. You learn the nuances of these cultures, and you realize how different or how similar these cultures can be. And it's obviously an advantage if you're traveling to one of these countries, or if you want to settle down there or go for your further education. Learning a new language is also a great mental exercise. It increases your brain activity, it improves your memory, and it also improves your thinking skills. You'll realize how easy it is gradually becoming for you to grasp things. And once you are proficient in one language, you would realize that you have become more curious and more susceptible to learning another language. It could be something that's close to the language family that you're already well versed in. Now, many schools lately have included foreign languages in their curriculum already, either compulsory or optional. Most common options being French, German, and Spanish. Now, French and Spanish would be the easiest of the lot because they are both Romance languages. And by Romance, I don't mean the languages of romance. These are languages that have evolved from Vulgar Latin. They have Latin roots. That's why they're very similar and they make it very close to English. Similarly, Portuguese and Italian are also Romance languages, which make them close to Spanish and French. Especially Portuguese and Spanish, these are very, very close languages. And once you've learned one of these, it becomes really easy to grasp the other. For example, if you have studied, let's say, French, then it becomes easy for you to grasp Spanish or Italian. So I had learned Spanish first for almost 2 years, and then when I started learning French in the first year, it was a piece of cake for me. German is fairly difficult out of the three in terms of its syntaxes, grammar rules, and vocabulary because of its long conflated words, so pronunciation can be a challenge at times. And German and Dutch both belong to the Germanic family and hence are very similar. Now, if you have the appetite to learn something challenging, then you should definitely go ahead and learn a language with an unfamiliar script. It obviously adds more value to your CV because it shows that you've taken some real extra efforts. And believe me, it's a different level of satisfying and fulfilling to be able to read, understand, and write a language like Japanese, Korean, Russian, Arabic. For me, it was Mandarin Chinese. And as someone who geeks over languages a lot, learning Mandarin Chinese was one of the most fascinating experiences for me because the language has no alphabets. It's a pictophonetic language. It has evolved through pictures. And so the script, as cumbersome as it gets at times, it's a delight to learn. If you're someone who wants to read ancient texts or archaeological literature, you can learn an obsolete language like Hebrew, Sanskrit, Esperanto, or even Greek for that matter, although it's not obsolete. And these languages, they have a great value in terms of historical research. I would also like to highlight that there should be absolutely no compulsion to learn a foreign language, because as Indians, we have the privilege of hailing from a country that has a spectacular linguistic and cultural diversity. There are languages that are on the verge of extinction or have already become extinct. There are regional indigenous languages, tribal languages, languages specific to a particular community. And these languages, they bring forth a different set of avenues for you. They would introduce you to a whole another range of intriguing literature that you can relish. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a different language. You can master your own mother tongue. And once you're proficient enough, you can probably translate some works in these languages that you find should be more accessible to a wider audience. And not to forget that once you're proficient enough, you can watch movies, TV shows, news without having to need subtitles. There are also multiple job opportunities that come your way once you're skillful enough. So as I had mentioned earlier, you can become a language trainer in the corporate sector. You can become a teacher or a professor in schools or universities. You can become a research assistant. You can become a real-time interpreter for, let's say, people traveling to these countries for business or exploration. You can become a translator who translates written work. If you're somebody who loves to write, you can do content writing, you can become a proofreader, or you can probably write research articles. So with all of these psychological, sociological, and economic benefits that I mentioned, you see that learning a language can be a very productive and an eclectic activity. So before you learn a language, decide why you're learning it. And maybe do some research beforehand about the difficulty levels of the language, about the grammar, the vocabulary, the script. And once you're through with this, you need to think about whether you have the time and the dedication to give to these languages. So that was it. Thank you so much if you've made it this far. I hope this video nudges you forward to learn new language or learn something that you've always wanted but could not. So thank you. Goodbye.